ආයි
වැඩ කරන තැන
ඔව් මම අර රීටේල් ස්ටෝර් එකේ රීටේල් ස්ටෝර් එකක් තමයි වැඩ කරන්නේ. එතන පොලිසි එක හැටියට තියෙනවා හොරගම් කරන්න එපා කියලා. එහෙම හැටියට කියනවා. එහෙමත් තියෙනවා අර දැන් අර confectionery chocolate ඒ ටික ඔක්කොම
චොක්ලට් ෆැක්ටරි
නෑ නිකන් රීටේල් ස්ටෝර් එකක් තියෙනවානේ අර බඩුත් තියෙනවා චොක්ලට්ස්ුත් තියෙනවා
හැමදේම තියෙනවා.
ඔව්
ග්‍රොසරි එකක් වගේ.
ඔව් grocery එක. chocolates අරලා නම් කරවර එක පැකට් එක අරලා නම් ඒක විස් කරන්න දානවා.
විසිකන්දා.
ඔව්. හැබැයි ඒක විසි කරනවා කියන්නේ මගේ දැන් කාටවත්
කන්න බෑ.
කන්න බෑනේ. ඉතින් ස්ටෝර් එකේ පොලිසි එක හැටියට තියෙන්නේ කාටවත් ඒක කන්න බෑ කියලා. මොකද ඒගොල්ලෝ හිතන්නේ නැත්තම් නෑ ඒගොල්ලෝ හිතන්නේ නැත්තම් ස්ටෝර් එකේ වැඩ කරන කට්ටිය අරලා තියයිනේ. එතකොට ඒගොල්ලන්ට කන්න පුළුවන් කියලා. එතකොට ඒක කන්න බැරිද?
නෑ කන්න පුළුවන්. දැන් මේකයි දැන් ඒගොල්ලන් දැන් එතන ඒ ආයතනෙන්නේ ඒගොල්ලන් විසි කරන්නේ. නැත්නම් ඕගොල්ලන් හිතනවා නම් ඒක ඇරලා තිබුණයි කියලා ඒ චොක්ලට් එක කන්න පුළුවන් ප්‍රශ්න නෑ. කන්න පුළුවන්. ඒකට ඉතින් ඒක කෑවහම වැරද්දක් වෙන්නේ නෑ. ඒක ඒගොල්ලන් තිබ්බත් විසි කරනවා. මේක කෑවට වැරද්දක් වෙන්නේ නෑ. හොරකම් කෙරෙන්නේ නෑ. ඒ විසි කරන එකන්නේ.
ඔව්.
බුදුහාමුදුරු අනුමත කළ තියෙන විසි කරන එකක් කන්න පුළුවන්. කවුරුහරි විසි කරන එකක් කන්න පුළුවන්.
මම මේක Did you guys get the question?
I didn't.
Oh, what I asked was, you know how where I work at Target, they have this store policy, like with chocolates and confectionery and all that. If it's open or like after it's been stolen or whatever, you have to throw it away.
Yeah.
Is it wrong to eat that chocolate?
Okay.
Well, what do you guys think?
I wouldn't.
If you like, you can eat. No problem.
Yeah.
I don't know. I think if there's a packet open, don't they just gather all those packs and maybe put in a tier room or something? Maybe
What?
in the staff tier room. Like so anyone can come and have a piece. Or do they just take those open packets and like store them somewhere or send them back to Cadbury or whatever?
Nah, like they don't. Not as far as I know. Like my job consists like if I see it, I gotta take it to the invoice office or whatever, and that's when they throw it away.
Throw it into the bin?
Yeah.
What? So they waste all that
Yeah.
product?
ඒකනේ.
Yeah.
It's not good.
එතන වැරද්දක් නැද්ද ඒක කාව?
කෑවට වැරද්දක් නෑ. ඔයාට කන්න ආසයි නම්
Yeah.
ඒක if you like you can eat.
If you get caught.
Yeah. But like I was just wondering if the ethics of it.
Well, if you want to keep your job, you don't.
අන්න ඒක. දැන් ඒගොල්ලන් කියනවා නම් this flow කියලා ඔයා කියන්නේ don't throw give me කියලා ඉල්ලනවා.
Yeah, maybe when you take it to the invoice office,
Yeah.
ask if you can have a couple of hours.
Mm.
I'll do that.
Don't throw. Give me I want it.
Like the store policy is to not like distribute it because they think that
Oh, when
People
you start
might-
doing that,
yeah,
people
like some
deliberately
employees
open.
will do it, but you're going to say it was stolen.
Well,
If they say එහෙම කියනවා නම් ඒගොල්ලන්
Mm.
මේක කන්නේ නෑ මේක විසි කරනවම කියලා you can't eat. ඒගොල්ලන්ගේ rules නේ
Mm.
ඒවා විසි කරන්න ඕනේ. ඔයා කැමති උනට කන්න බෑ. ඒගොල්ලන් කියනවා විසි කරන්න කියලා.
Mm.
දැන් ඔයාට කන්න ආස නම්
Mm.
ඉතින් විසි කරන්න කිව්වා ඉතින් ඒක කන්න ඕනේ හොරෙන්. ඒගොල්ලන් පේන කන්න බෑනේ ඔයාට.
Mm.
ඒක හොරෙන් කන්න.
ඒක වැරදිද?
එතන ඇවිල්ලා green නේ.
Really?
පේටකම්.
හැබැයි ඒක නාස්ති වෙනවා.
ඒකට එතකොට ඔයාට ඒකට එන්නේ craving තණ්හාව. අනුන්ගේ දෙයට තණ්හාව. ඒකට craving එනවා greedy එනවා දෙකම එනවා.
Mm.
right නේ? ඔව්. ඒක ඔයාලට අයියෝ අපරාධි කියලා නේ.
මේක වැරදි. මොකද ඒ කියන්නේ මේ ඊස්ටර් කාලේ දැන් යනවා.
ඔව්.
අර Easter bunnies like ඒ වගේ තියෙනවානේ. Like they have the Easter bunnies. The ලොකු ඒවා big one. And ඒවා නිකන් කවුරු හරි උඩ කැල්ල ඇරලා අන්න තියලා ඒක විසි කරනවා. අර දිග අර top one.
It's like some slug crawling on the carpet.
Caterpillar.
නේද? ඉතින් ඒ ලොකුයෝ විසි කරනවා. දැන් ඔයාට sad දුක sadness.
ඒක දැක්කේ.
You feel sadness. ඒකත් හොඳ නෑනේ. අපි අනුන්ගේ එකටනේ sadness කරන්නේ මගේ එකක් නෙමෙයි නේද? ඒක අනුන්ගේනේ. ඉතින් හිත අපරාධ මේක විසි කරා. එතකොට එතන හිතන අයියෝ කෑවනම් හොඳයි. එතකොට එතන ඔක්කොම එන්නේ ලෝභ දේශ මොහ තුනම එනවා. අනුන්ගේ දෙයට පේනවා නේ. ඒකට ඔයාලට මොකක්ද දෙන්නේ? suffering දුක. ඒක තමයි චොක්ලට් එකේ දුකක් එනවා.
Would you pay for it if like people say
Yeah, give $1. Or maybe they should discount it. Like,
Because it's a food item.
yeah,
Like hygiene issues and all that.
but it's
Yeah, okay.
But it's
ඒගොල්ලෝ මේව දාන්නේ නැද්ද?
it's
මොනවාද
packaged
මේ?
food though.
සේල් වගේ දාන්නේ නැද්ද? සේල් දාන්න.
if you snap it off it's open?
ඒගොල්ලෝ සේල් දාන්නේ නැද්ද සේල්?
සෙල් දානවා හැබැයි ඒවා විකුණන්න බෑ මොකද ඒක අර health and safety එක හැටියට ඒක unhygienic කියලා
නෑ මං කියන්නේ එහෙම නෙමෙයි. දැන් උතන ඉතින් සේල් දාන්න බඩු.
දාන්න.
ඒකෝට චීප්ද?
cheap.
උඩ?
දාන්නකට සාමාන්‍යයෙන් cheap ආ. මොකක්ද තියෙද?
නෑ මං නිකන් අහන්නේ. මොකද නේ මං කියන්නේ නිකන්. ඒ චොක්ලට් සරවමියා දානවා නේ.
chocolate ඒවා
දාන්නේ. හයිබ්‍රිඩ් චොක්ලට්.
Cadbury සාමාන්‍යයෙන් දානවා හැබැයි ඒක අර expiration date එක ළඟ වෙනකොට තමයි දාන්නේ.
ඒතකොට කාට කන්න බෑ.
ඔව් ඒක අමාරුයි. ඒ කියන්නේ ඒක ප්‍රශ්නයක් නෑ ඒක.
කල් තියාගන්න
expiration
බෑ.
date එක බලලා ගන්නවා නම් පොඩ්ඩක්.
චොක්ලට් වලට එහෙම නෑ නේද? එහෙම තියෙනවද චොක්ලට් වලට?
expiration date
තියෙනවා.
ගහලා තියෙනවා. ඔව් මොකද කිරි දාන්නේ milk chocolate කියලා නේද?
හරි.
Bad. Breeding.
ඔව්. greedy හොඳ නෑ. craving හොඳ නෑ. sadness හොඳ නෑ. හොඳ නෑ. ඒතකොට එන්නේ ඔක්කොම suffering. දුක්ඛ සත්‍ය කියන්නේ ඒක තමයි. එතකොට මොනවාද දුක එන්නේ? රූපයකට. four elements this. four elements නේ. ඉතින් ඒක තමයි වා දුක එන්නේ. ඉතින් වා හිතන ඒක වැඩක් නෑ. ඒක මගේ එකක් නෙමෙයි කියලා. let's go කියලා තාරිනවා නේ. දැක්ක තාක බලා ගන්න. ඔය ඕන්තර විසි කරන මගේ නෙමෙයි වාටනේ පාඩු කියලා. ඒ ෆැක්ටරි ඒ ගොස්රි අයිතිකාරයෙක් කෙනාට නේ පාඩු නේ. ඔය ඒක ගන්න එපා.
ඒක ලොකු grocery store එකක් තමයි. ඒ කියන්නේ එක මැනේජර් එකක් ඉන්නවා ඒ ස්ටෝර් එක. හැබැයි තව ස්ටෝර්ස් කීපයක් තියෙනවා. රටේම නෙමෙයි. තව US ඇමරිකා එහෙම. ඒගොල්ලන්ට ඇත්තම ගණන් ගන්න නැහැ. මොකද ඒගොල්ලන්ගේ සල්ලිත් නෙමෙයි ඒගොල්ලන්ගේ
ඒවට ඉතින් පාඩු ඉතින් එතනට හම්බ වෙන්නේ දැන් ඕම හැමෝම ඇවිල්ලා බල අරගෙන දාලා යනවා ඉතින් ඔක්කොම විසි කරනවා නේ. ඒගොල්ලන්ට පාඩුනේ බිස්නස් එක. දැන් මොකද questions? ඔක්කොම නිකන් චොක්ලට් එකක් ගන්න නිකන්.
Did you get the gist of what?
Yeah, I kind of have to get.
do you have any questions? I think you should ask a question.
Not this week. I asked last time.
I
You
didn't
should ask
realize
a
how big your toe was.
This
Yeah,
like the
so-
top part.
yeah, massive. I think you should ask the question.
I can't really think of anything.
Trying to think of
Does anyone have a question for the new year? අලුත් අවුරුද්ද හැටියට.
අද ගියාද? ඔයගොල්ලන්
යාට යන්න බෑ මොනවද වැඩ තිබුණා.
මට තුරනේ.
ඔව් ඩෑනි රවුන්ඩ් පාස් එකේ. ජෝවි කීග?
ඉන්ඩෙක්ස් එක ගොඩක් ඉන්නේ.
සාමාන්‍යයෙන් ගොඩක් කට්ටිය එනවා.
ජර්මන් ටෙක් එකේ නේද?
ඔව් මම හිතන්නේ.
Do you have something?
එන ටිකක් වෙලා ආනාපාන සතිය කරන්න. ආස්වාද ප්‍රශ්වාස. දෙක. නැත්නම් අපරාධ කාලේ නේද?
Do you have those?
But I can
Let me kind of do. I don't know, it's kind of hard to describe it. How do you kind of just I don't know, I kind of just feel like I kind of gotta overcome this thing of just accepting like a large part of life is just feeling really lonely. How do you deal with that?
you have me.
Wait, can you say that again? Like,
That a large part of life is feeling
Having to
lonely.
deal with like loneliness and like I've only been here for 20 years and like there's gonna be like a whole heap more of just feeling really lonely.
Do you think that
Or loneliness and like no one really
like,
fully getting me.
Yeah, what do you describe as
means
loneliness?
no one understands him,
Yeah.
which leads to loneliness of some sort.
Because you feel isolated in your own thoughts at the very least, if not.
Does that make you feel that having a partner would eradicate these feelings?
No.
Or you know that do you know regardless of how many friends or
Typical
girlfriends
Manika
you
brings
have,
it back to a relationship.
how many friends or girlfriends you have, you're still
She
gonna
kind of say you need a girlfriend.
no,
It's not true.
that you're gonna feel that anyway.
Yeah.
So what you're saying is it's inevitable, right? Regardless of other factors.
Like maybe I don't see a solution. Like I can't really see a solution in like anyone else.
I don't know, like, it sounds to me like you're a little muddled up in the sense that, like, well, because in the sense, like, whenever, I don't know, you think you feel like lonely and stuff, and you want to, like, connect with someone, but you can't get attached because of, like, Buddhism says not to. And, like,
Or that they won't get what you're saying.
yeah, maybe it's kind of like an expectation
Yeah.
that you're having in people, and then you're a bit confused from, like, one thing saying something and the other saying something else. I don't know, that's just the way I see it. What do you two think?
බලන්න මොකද යාගේ දාන පොතේ හරි තිබුණා. මම ඉල්ලගෙන අද මේ කට්ටිය ඇවිල්ලා ඉන්නවා ඉතින් මම ඒක කතා කරගෙන ඉන්නවා.
Mike, you say you feel lonely, but you say you don't want someone else. Is that right? Like, what did you say before? Like, you don't see the need for someone else?
Oh, he says
No,
no
no,
one
he's saying
understands.
He's saying that a large part of life is
I
feeling
can't perceive a solution in anyone else,
In anyone else?
and that makes me feel really lonely.
So you don't think other people can fulfill the loneliness?
No, I feel
I think
lonely
it-
because I can't.
You just,
Find someone.
connect with everyone.
you're putting yourself down a bit there too much. Yeah, fine. In terms of finding, what, is this just in general or in terms of, like,
Finding your
chickens
soulmate.
and stuff?
In terms of what?
Chickens.
I can kind of. I don't know. I can. It's, I'm good at friends, but when it comes to like,
Females.
not necessarily, but yes, a large part. I don't know. I just even with friends, like I feel that there's only so much you can connect with another person,
Yeah.
and like there's While friendship offers solutions to things, it's not.
The long-term solution.
But not everything. There's still a large chunk that
Yeah,
friendship
there's
won't
still
provide.
some unsolved things.
So what can you perceive? You don't know, or you don't, what can fulfill those?
Well, that's what he's saying. He can't see anything.
A solution to
fulfill.
that.
Yeah.
Like, there's this solution. There's like the idea of becoming totally detached and cold. And talked a bit about Sujit about this.
But that doesn't necessarily mean cold.
Mm.
It
But-
doesn't, but you can be both.
But that's
You
what's
can, it's
really
hard.
tough. Because like we're told we need to detach to like take away the whole emotional pain that we carry from attaching to anything. But as human beings, like if we don't attach to anything, aren't we just robots?
And then I've been reading The Quiet American a bit lately, and then the whole theme is like how it's much safer to be totally detached from people and not be involved, because I don't know, because like people are idiots. You don't really want to like.
Well, isn't that saying that, you know, people bring you suffering? Like, there's this famous Bob Marley quote where it's like, everyone's going to hurt you, but you just got to pick the ones that are worth getting hurt by. Yeah.
What?
There's a famous Bob
You know,
Marley
part
quote.
of the song.
I
No,
think
I
it's
think
just
it's
something he
Is there
said.
something he said? He said that the truth is everyone is going to hurt you at the end of the day. It's just picking the ones that are worth going through that.
It's ironic because it's
hurtful.
probably high off its face.
But it's
Yeah.
true. Like, I think
Yeah.
someone once said to me, the more people you involve in your life, the more pain that happens, because you're dealing with a mixture of different more expectations and more emotions.
And then like, aren't you just waiting for someone to disappoint you? Like,
That's
Yeah.
expectation.
Yeah, that would be expectation.
The idea is to have like,
No expectation.
yeah,
Um,
no expectations. I'd say is the best solution. Because you don't expect anything from anyone. The
Yeah.
best and the worst they can do is like make you happy. Because anything they do will make you.
but isn't like expectation like required? Like,
Not really. People think it is, but I don't think so. I think as soon as you start having expectations of people
You
as
get
friends,
more
then
disappointed and you're likely to get annoyed with people a lot
it's,
more.
yeah, not so much that, but then you stop seeing them as friends and more like, you know, objects or
okay.
things you can use because they're expectations, right?
Okay.
Because if you have expectations, then they fulfill certain requirements
well, you kind of
or
expect.
certain
You
expectations.
kind of expect the other person to respect you. That's an expectation,
Yeah.
like of a friendship, right?
Yeah, because if you have no expectation, then like, I don't know, I just don't think that's the whole picture.
I
To not
just,
have any expectations at all.
I just figured that if you don't have any expectations and just stick to it, like as hard as it is, then you're naturally inclined to draw people towards you that
Mm.
But
you
that's
know.
well, that's like saying like, I'm just gonna like wing this subject and then like not care about it, and
And then
if
magically
like
pass.
magically
Isn't
pass
that-
and like
isn't
you
that
won't
right?
get let down because you don't.
have an expectation of how good
Yeah. Like,
Isn't having
Yeah.
the expectation a reflection that you care?
Sorry?
What?
Yes, in a way, yes.
Expectation of what?
Isn't like having that expectation is a reflection that you actually care?
yeah, and that's the way I would look at it, in my
I'd say
opinion.
otherwise. I'd say no expectation.
So you don't expect anything from Fiona.
So the best you can do is delight me. You are the smallest, dumbest things you can do. But think of his names, right?
I'll put like a feed. Like following section.
Shall I ask him now?
Yeah,
Yeah.
sure.
මෙහෙම මේ ප්‍රශ්න හැටියට එක්කෙනෙක් දැන් තනියට හිටියොත්
Because our Tanya video.
feeling,
Tanya
feeling
video.
alone,
Tanya video.
not connecting.
කියන්නේ හිත තනියට හිටියොත් තව කවුරුත් මම කරනවා මං හිතන දේවල් තේරෙන්නේ නැහැ කියලා.
Oh, just ask her, how do you deal with
Feeling
feeling
that
that you're going to be
Lonely
for the rest of
forever.
your
for
life?
most of your life, that means.
It's easier said than done.
කියන්නේ
I don't know how to translate it.
Can
What's loneliness? in Spanish?
තනියට
Oh,
ඔක්කොම සිංහල දරුවනේ.
ඒ කියන්නේ සහල් do you want me to translate it again?
so just
like-
ask her, how do you deal with knowing that you're going to be lonely in mind and body or whatever, say mind and surroundings for most of your life?
ඒ කියන්නේ දැන් තා
හිතයි කයයි.
ඒ කියන්නේ දැන්
mind and body.
mind and
mind
body
and body කියලා කියන්නේ
ඒකේ
හිතයි කයයි.
හිතයි කයට තනියට හිටියෝ එහෙම කියනවද?
මෙහෙම බෑ.
ඒ කියන්නේ ප්‍රශ්න හැටියට
මේනෙම මේ දරුවා මේකට පොඩියෝ මේක උදව් කරන්න.
මොකද්ද ප්‍රශ්නේ?
මේ බලන්න මොන කියන්නේ. සමන්ජල කියන්නේ.
can you ask you the question to translate?
Oh, because I know at times in our lives we feel very lonely and isolated, even though we're amongst like family and friends and everything, and knowing that for like, because we're still pretty young and we feel this, we're thinking like, yeah, for most of our life we might feel quite alone. So how can we deal with that?
මෑනියෝ මේ කතා කරන්නේ තනිකම ගැන, loneliness ගැන.
That's it. තනිකම.
තනිකම. දැන් නම් කියනවා දැන්. තනිකම.
යෝ එයාට තනිකම දැනුණාලු. ඉතින් එයාගේ මේ තරුණ කාලේ යට දැනෙච්ච එක ගැන තමයි එයා කියන්නේ. කියන්නේ යට දැන් දැනෙන එයා තරුණයි.
ඔව්.
එයා එකත් එක්ක ඩීල් කරන්නේ කොහොමද කියලා අහනවා.
ඉතින් තනිකමත් එක්ක ඩීල් කරන්න දැන් ඔයාට හිතනවා නම් මම තනි කියලා. එතකොට අපිට ඇත්ත වශයෙන්ම කිව්වොත් අපි තනිකමට තව කවුරුහරි සම්බන්ධ කරගන්නවා කියන්නේ අපේ හිතටනේ දැන් අතුල් වෙන්න ඕනේ. දැන් අපේ මයින්ඩ් එකට තමයි කවුරුහරි අතුල් වෙන්න ඕනේ. දැන් කෙනෙක් ගෙනාවා කියලා අපි කිව්මුකෝ දැන් ඔයා වාට තනියෙන් ඉන්නවා කියලා කසාරයක් බඳින්න මොන හරි මැරි කරන්න හරි මොකට හරි.
Do you understand?
I do.
Okay, මෑනියෝ okay.
මේ කියන්නේ මේකයි. දැන් අපි දැන් තනිකමෙන් දැන් අම්මා තාත්තා ඉන්නවනේ. දැන් අම්මා ඉන්නවා තාත්තා ඉන්නවා. අම්මා තාත්තා හිටියද? නේ අම්මා තාත්තා හිටියද ඒ හිතට දැනෙනවා දැන් මම ලොකුයි මම දැන් තනියෙන් ඉන්නේ මට කවුරු ඕනේ කියලා. එතකොට මට ඕනේ කියලා හිතට දැනුනහම මට හිතෙනවා කාත් එක්ක හරි කතා කරන්න යාළු වෙන්න ඒ විදිහට හිතනවනේ. එතකොට හිතරදී එයා කරන්න එපයි. එතකොට එයාට එහෙමත් හිතෙන්නේ නැත්නම් කසාද වදින්න ඕනේ කියලා එහෙම හිතෙන්නේ නැත්නම් මං තනිකමයි පාළුවයි කියලා එහෙම ගන්න බෑ කිව්වා. ඒක එහෙම මට තනියි මට පාළුවයි කියලා එහෙම ගන්න බෑ. ඒක ඉන්නවනේ තමන්ගේ පේරන්ට්ස්ලා ඉන්නවා. සහෝදරයෝ ඉන්නවා.
දැන් එයා කියනවා එයාට හිටියත් පේරන්ට්ස්ලා හිටියත් එයාට ඒක දැනෙනවලු තනි කියලා.
ඒ කොහොමද එහෙම දැනෙන්නේ තනි කියලා?
She wants to know how do you, like you said, you feel lonely, right?
Oh, yeah.
So she wants to, yeah, you know, she wants to know like how do you feel exactly? You know what I mean? You got your family, you got your friends.
Yeah, I think you
yeah.
need to explain this one, yeah.
Like even though you've got them, they still don't understand you.
Like,
Okay. මෑනි දැන් මෙයා මල්ලිට පේරන්ට්ස්ලා හිටියත් යාළුවෝ හිටියත් එයාට ඒත් එක දැනෙනවලු තනිකමක් කියලා loneliness එකක් තියෙනවලු.
ඉතින් මේ ලෝකයේ හැම වෙලාවෙම අපිට තනි තමයි. අපි කවුද මේ ඔක්කොම හිටියත් අපි ඉන්නේ තනියම. අපේ මයින්ඩ් එකයි බොඩි එකයි විතරයි. වෙන කවුරුත් ඒකට ඇතුල් වෙන්න බෑ. එතනට කවුරු ඇතුල් වෙනවා නම් හැම වෙලාවෙම තියෙන suffering දුක. දුක විතරයි.
ඒක කොහොමද එයාට කියන්නේ? එයාට තේරෙන්නේ මම දැන් එයාට ඉච්ච තේරෙන්නේ නැහැ එහෙම කිව්වා.
She said, oh, you know, we are always technically by ourselves in the mind and body or whatever.
Yes.
But whenever you let people enter
To your life.
your life and enter your mind, there's always going to be suffering. So if you think of it from that angle, the loneliness is just, I guess, maybe one of the lesser of the two things that can go
But
wrong.
like, okay, then if it's the reason of letting people in is suffering, then what
Yes.
is the actual motivation of letting people in?
because අපිට අපි දැන් තනිකම පාළුවනේ.
ඔව්.
තනියට අපි දැන් කවුරු හරි ගේනවා මේ ගෙදරට. ගෙදරට ගෙනාවට එයා ඉන්නේ මේ ඇතුළේනේ මයින්ඩ් එකේ.
ඔව්.
අපි හැම වෙලාවෙම ඒගොල්ලන් ඇටැච්මන්ට් කරනවානේ.
හ්ම්.
දැන් ඇටැච් එකක්නේ. දැන් තනිකම කියන්නේ ඇටැච් එකක්.
attachment එක.
ඔව් ඒක තනිය කියලා කියන්නේ අපිට attachment එකක් ඕ මට තනිය ඒක අල්ලලා
Yeah, but like it seems that there's suffering if you're lonely and there's suffering
If
if you're
you're going to connect.
not.
Yeah, suffering if you're by yourself and suffering if you have millions of friends and
So දැන් තනියෙන් හිටියත් ඒක වේදනාවක් නිසා
ඔව්,
ඒක කළා යාළුවෝ හිටියත්
ඒක තමයි අපි හැම වෙලාවෙම මෙඩිටේට් කරන්නේ. මේ ලෝකේ අපි බුදුනා නම් හැම වෙලාවෙම මේ අපි අල්ල ගන්න හදන්නේ තනියෙන් හරි කවුරු හරි මේ හිතට ගන්න හදන්නේ දුකම තමයි ගන්න බලන්නේ. ඒක කියනවනේ ඒවා let's go කරලා හැම වෙලාවෙම ඉන්න ඕනේ peaceful. يعني කො loving kindness එහෙම නැත්නම් මොනවා හරි awareness මේ this මේ present moment ඒ වගේ අපි ඉන්න ඕනේ. මේකම එනේනේම අයින් කර.
Can you explain to him or you can understand what she's saying?
I just think
It's meditate.
Okay,
Yeah.
she said like you have to meditate. When you start meditating, you start dealing with the loneliness. You know what I mean? Like it's a part of meditation, right? So when the loneliness comes, when you get used to meditation, you know how to deal with it. So normally, like when I do feel loneliness, so she said whenever you get the loneliness, you should start thinking like present moment, like you know what I mean? Like it's a part of a meditation. She's saying. So you have to start learning it or dealing with it, you know, like, and the same time she said whenever you feel like loneliness, you start doing some loving kind meditation or some kind of a meditation.
එතකොට අර
Then you
එන්නේ හැම
can
වෙලාවෙම
start, you know, get used to deal with the loneliness. So I don't
Yeah.
know you get the correct answer.
I don't know.
it's that black
Yeah,
and
because
white.
the problem is, like, you can do that, but I don't think, that's still solves
No, I know what you mean, right?
like completely. Because what we're saying is, how can we do that in the long run as
As a life.
as a life?
මැනි මහත්ම මේ දැන් මේගොල්ලෝ සාමාන්‍ය අපි ගිහියෝනේ ඉතින් ඒගොල්ලන්ට දැනගන්න ඕනේ දැන් ගිහියෙක් හැටියට කියන්නේ අපි ගිහි ජීවිතේනේ ඉන්නේ ඒකත් එක්ක දැන් ගොඩක් මෙඩිටේෂන් කරන්න එහෙම නෑ දැන් නිකන් කොහොමද ඩීල් කරන්නේ
ඉතින් නිකන් ඩීල් කරන්න මේකයි හැම වෙලාවෙම thoughts එක තමයි ඩීල් කරන්න තියෙන්නේ. ආයි කායික ඔක්ක තමයි ඩීල් කරන්න
She
බෑ.
said the loneliness is a kind of a thought.
Thoughts.
Yeah.
Okay, so you should start dealing with your own thoughts. So that's what she's saying, and that
If always we are thinking, oh, මට පාළුයි, this is thoughts only. This thought take out.
so you should let it go. She said the loneliness is a kind of a thought.
Thought.
Yeah.
Okay, so what normally do when people feel lonely, what they do, they call friends, or then they get friendly with a girlfriend, and when you grow up, then you get married. You know, this is all we do for loneliness and stuff. So she said it's a kind of a thought. So you should start dealing with your thoughts. You know, when the thoughts come, don't get attached. Let it go. You know what I mean? Then you don't feel like that.
Okay. Yeah. But
Yeah, go ahead. Tell me.
I don't. But like, I know, like, yeah, like, you, like, gotta take the thought out, but it's like it's very tough.
It is hard. It is hard. Yes, I know.
It's very
It's hard
difficult.
to get rid of a routine, something that
See,
you've
it
done
is
for so
hard,
many
like
years.
unless you become a, you know, like
Monk
monk or you
Yeah.
know, not know thing, then you really start dealing with it because you know there's no radio, there's no telecommunications, you know what I mean? There's no other things.
Yeah.
Then you know, like you have to deal with all the sort of things. Being like normal life is hard, I know.
Yeah.
So she's telling like you have to do the meditations. So when you know like when you sit down in your room, then you start dealing with your thoughts, and the thoughts come, you identify, don't get attached, just let it go.
Yeah. Because like, well, the thing is like, you can't push the thought out, but then something
You can.
in your life will trigger it again, like at some point, like some expectation will be let down, or like in some way. Is that? I don't know. It's just the way.
No, what he means is like you push it out. You're like, all right, I'm not gonna think about it, and then I
Come
don't
back
know,
again?
You bump into someone who just seems like so satisfied and like doesn't look like they're lonely, and then you know it comes back up. Like there's so many trigger points that will bring that thought back into the head again.
But I don't know, Janeka, do you have anything to add to that? And that's the way I would say it. It's just, yeah.
So what she was saying, when you feel like you're lonely, so you should know, like she said, deal with the thoughts and find out why you feel lonely. What, you know what I mean? You have to just think about it, why you're lonely. You know, when you start thinking about it, she said, then you know it's a kind of attachment. Due to attachment, you feel lonely.
Yeah.
So that's what she said. She said, then you start dealing with the thoughts, don't get attached.
Yeah. Yeah, so don't attach to the thought. Yeah. And,
I know it's hard. It is hard.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like, so if I feel lonely, what I do, like, if I call someone, or you know what I mean, like, or you just start doing something, you know. So the way she's saying it's into meditation, it's a bit hard for us to, you know.
Can I ask what problem does everyone have with having no expectations?
because
I'm still gonna push this point because
if you go in life without expectations.
no, in terms of friends, let's say.
Oh, in terms of friends. I don't know. It depends really on the friend. Like if they're just someone you see
Not one particular person, just in terms of everyone.
In terms of everyone. I don't know, Denise.
Like what expectations do you have of Janika?
What do you define as expectations?
You tell me. I define like what do you expect from him as a friend?
That I don't
Like
don't punch him in the face.
Yes. Yeah, pretty much. I like I don't know, to have a good friendship.
Well,
But
even on the
expectations,
basic level, like society, you have expectations with everyone you deal with. It's just social expectations. Even on the base level, people that you
no,
don't
but
know.
we're talking about friends because they're the one. Like if you think about it, they're what makes you. Loneliness is determined.
I know, but like friends are above, like people you meet on the street, and even people you meet on the street, you have expectations.
Do you?
Oh, not as much on the street.
Like if you saw someone on the street, would you have an expectation of them to,
Not
be certain
shoot
way?
me or not break
That's an
the-
assumption. That's
not-
different. Assume that they wouldn't shoot us.
I mean, you won't
Some
expect
expectation.
them to break the law, you expect them to kind of respect your rights as an individual.
Would you? Right.
Yeah.
I'll say you.
No, I'll go with what the answer say. Yeah. I'd back that out, pretty much.
Really?
Yeah, well,
Like,
I just
even-
don't see how you can have
I
no
think it's different.
expectation in a person.
Yeah,
at all.
I mean,
I understand that you want to have that,
I
but
know
I
it's
just don't see how it's practical in that sense.
But I
I'm
don't
pretty
have-
sure that, like, I'm going to use a real life example for you.
Yeah.
If you, I don't want to use names because I'm recording.
No, it's
okay.
Say.
All right. Well, what if you and Fiona wanted to watch a movie, right? And you had no expectations. So what if she rocked up like 5 hours late and you missed the movie? How can that be practical?
So you're just gonna be like,
you have some expectation
that's
that she's
right.
going to turn up at least somewhat before the movie so you can both watch it together. Like things like that.
What?
Yeah,
That's
that's the
an
expectation.
like I wouldn't like it's never happened. I don't like.
So you guys don't
You'd
go
wake
to
up
movies.
5 hours late. You'd be like, yeah, it was a good movie.
I've watched the movie.
Yeah.
I got a text saying, "Hey, I'm gonna go watch the movie now." I'll meet you after or
So
something.
you wouldn't be
like,
somewhat disappointed that she didn't care enough to turn up on time?
Or to even
Maybe,
text me
like-
that she was coming late.
And
Like-
what if she had no good reason? Like, she just
Just
like,
couldn't be
whatever.
bothered.
Yeah.
But that's the thing. Like, if you have no expectations, you naturally draw towards you people that.
You won't get hurt or you won't get disappointed.
Like if you have no expectations of someone, it's like just a natural thing that you just draw people towards you that sort of see eye to eye on that. Like the thing, like if you take that accounting thing, I didn't have any expectations that, like I didn't even know you could help me with it until late, like 2 days ago. And then, like, out of nowhere, you called and said, did you have to correct it? Like, that was just so awesome. Like, you know.
Yeah.
But I didn't have any expectations of you guys. I still don't have any expectation that you'll correct it. Right, you know. But if you, like, you know. Like, I don't, like, I reckon it is possible, and it's probably the easiest way to get by if you have no expectations.
I don't think there is no expectations there though. Like, I think you do have
Like, it's
expectations.
just, even at the bare
It's not as
minimum,
strong.
It's just
Like, okay,
you're not
like, if
recognizing
you leave
them.
aside a relationship, because that's not exactly the same thing as friendship, right?
For the point of argument, you're not recognizing that you do have expectations.
Of what? I don't understand. Like, honestly, I don't have, like, every week I'm surprised that people come, because, you know, like, I don't expect any of you to
So
rock up. So
yeah, so you expect no one's gonna come every week.
pretty much. That's
Since
why
you said that now, that it makes us
I don't
inclined
think
to
you do.
not come.
I'm just saying, like, it's like completely out of the blue because you called me a couple of times and said,
Yeah.
hey, is it on?
Yeah.
I was like, oh, yeah. You know, I was really
But
happy.
like, if it was happening over and over and over again, wouldn't there just be a toll point
Yeah,
where
then
you
that
just
means there's
can't?
something I gotta change, you know?
Yeah.
Obviously there's something wrong with
Dem
the
makan
system.
gratis.
Oh yeah, but that's what we're saying. Like,
What we're curious is why what is your reason for wanting no expectations?
Wanting
This
no
is because
expectation
then
is
you get-
expectation intention is
Yeah.
happen. So it's not so much as wanting no expectation, this is having no expectation.
Okay, like why is that?
Why is that beneficial?
Yeah, why do you do
Because
that?
then, like everything anyone does will
We'll
only
never
serve to delight
disappoint
you.
you.
And it's like, yeah, it's like, you know, if you, I don't
But it
expect
can
any-
go
but,
either
like,
way.
this-
Like their action doesn't necessarily, if you have no expectations, the action doesn't necessarily have to be positive. It could be negative.
but that wouldn't hurt, like that, there would be no impact, you know?
But
If
it's
there's
just
no impact for negative, why is there impact for positive?
Because like when you start at that level, it can, you know, it can only go up, kind of thing.
It's very
Actually,
convoluted
it's-
way
it's-
of
It's
looking at
not.
it.
It's so quite clear.
But like, look at it like that. Like, you would say, like, in your group assignment or whatever, like, you have this moron in your group, right?
Yeah.
So, like, and that pisses you off because he's like, you didn't do, like, those points or whatever and stuff.
Yeah,
so,
you
like,
still were affected by
you
it.
were still affected by because
Yeah.
you were, like,
Because-
pissed off because he didn't, like,
I think he's not my friend. Like it's
But-
instead of like you know, there's
but
like a
it's
whole
still, like,
different
a
set of
small
rules for like a group.
expectation though, yeah?
Like it's like a whole different set of rules for a group of people that you
Yeah.
are forced to sit down with. You know, you don't want
Then,
to
like,
be
with
there.
your friends.
As opposed to your friends you go see, you know, because you want to or
Like,
Yeah.
if you have no expectations and you expect the other person to have no expectations,
I don't expect the other person to have no expectations.
Then why the double? Like, what's the?
Like I understand that everyone will have expectations of me. You know, that's a given. Like people expect me to do something, like given the person I am. Like, so presuming that everyone that looks like wants me to organize something, youth group or something, that's an expectation of me.
Yeah.
And I'm happy to do that because it's within my like capabilities.
So you expect other people to expect other people.
I don't expect other people. Like the expectation's there, you know. But I'm not doing it to cater for the expectation. I'm doing it because I want to. The fact that it caters to the expectation, it just solves that problem in itself.
Fair enough.
I just,
No, like, I mean, like, if the approach works, yeah, like,
We could have this discussion at Mackey's.
Glad
Are we
you
still
said
going
that.
to? Are we still going?
probably.
I'm hungry.
I'm hungry too. It's like 8 o'clock.
Oh my god, this discussion is all on this thing.
Do you know if you can cut out the last bit?
Well, I mean, like, that's awesome if you have no expectations. It's just, like, what we're saying is it's very hard to not. I mean, for us. Well, at least for me.
Like,
In my,
yeah, because I came, like, you know, it wasn't just something I came up with, like, just on the spot. Like, it's something I actually thought about for a long time. You know, like, and a lot of life experiences just dictate what happens. Sort of, you know, so I had, like, before I would expect this to happen, this to happen, this to happen. And more, you know, thing is, not all the time, but some, like, there are times it wouldn't happen. Those are the times you remember.
yeah.
So Like, even if
Hey,
like
hey,
all the good
hey.
things happen more than the bad
I
times,
wouldn't-
you still
yeah.
remember the bad times more, you know?
Yeah. So technically, what you're saying is you've never been let down in your life. But like,
I have been let down.
but then that means you have an expectation.
Huh? No,
Well,
that, like,
Well,
I have
back
been
then,
let down.
I think
And
now
that's,
it's
like,
different. Yeah.
And
So-
then, you know, I just thought about it. Like, it is an actual question I thought about. Like,
Yeah.
what, like, and then, like, perception, what I see from is like, what right do I have to expect something of him?
Yeah.